Hey, I know that I have been MIA all week. It's been a really tough week for me. My gift is officially starting to scare me. I guess, I don't know. I wouldn't say starting to scare me, but it's like the things that I'm seeing are just way too accurate at this point. And I did a reading on sometime in November where I said Hollywood was going to become barren land, and now all of Los Angeles is on fire. But the reading that hit my heart the most thus far was, I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying. I recorded that reading on December 30th. And it spoke about that a man was passing on so that someone else can continue on their journey. This would be like, I think I compared it to somebody wanting to go off to college, but they didn't want to go off to college because they didn't want to leave their mom or their dad or their grandma behind. So that person essentially dies so that person can move on with their life, because they know as long as I am alive and in this place, you won't leave, because it's like that savior complex thing. When you're gifted and you form bonds and friendships with people, they are not normal. They are not normal. Imagine being friends with a psychic, with a gifted person, with a seer, a channeler, whatever it is. You constantly know what's going on all the time. And I had a friend. I channel a lot through music. That's why a lot of the titles of my readings are songs, because I channel through music a lot. But every time, well, not every time, but I would hang out with this one friend and I would hear the song, I was in my early 40s with a lot of life before me. It's the song, I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying. On Monday, I contacted one of my private clients, and I wanted to make sure that everything was okay. I pulled some cards and I saw what looked to be a situation where somebody could possibly die. I saw it. Then I saw, I got the World card, I got the Death card, I got the Four of Swords. I saw the GoFundMe. I'm like, yo, this looks like death, a hospital stay, a GoFundMe page. I was speaking to the wrong person. Little did I know that it would be one of my closest friends that passed that same day. But it hurt even more because I kept talking to this friend and I kept reiterating and telling them of the changes that needed to come about. It was a constant message of like, save yourself, save yourself, save yourself, help me help you. And I realized that a lot of it felt, I'm not gonna say I realized it, because I don't know exactly how this person processed that information, but to me, it seems as though that information was falling upon deaf ears. And as time went by, the messages got more urgent and more urgent and more urgent. And I'm like, I don't know what it is that you're doing. I need you to stop. That person is no longer here. I don't know a lot about too much. I know the things that I see. I know the things that I channel. And I know that right now there's a timeline shift going on this planet. And when the frequency of this planet raises, there are going to be a lot of people that essentially won't make it to the new frequency. And I kind of had to find peace in knowing that in this timeline that I'm currently on, this person is no longer here. But in a timeline, somewhere down there, they still exist, and I'm okay with that. I am okay with that, but it's right now, there is a ripping process going on. And a lot of people that a lot of us have around us, especially if you have done the work, if you have essentially raised your vibration to a point where you are no longer a detriment to society, you no longer subscribe to certain things, certain mindsets, certain activities, things like that, you're not seen as a danger to society or the new society that we're growing into. So a lot of people are going to start hearing about more and more deaths of a lot of older people, probably politicians, business owners, just a lot of people who have done very unscrupulous things in order to go forth in life. Keeping other people in bondage so that they can move ahead and things like that. And I'm not going to say that my friend was a bad person. My friend was an amazing person. But they were stuck. They were stuck in the mindset of the Matrix still. And it's one of those situations where you get yourself in so deep that there's almost no way that you can get out without risking everything or leaving everything behind that you've ever worked for or everything that you've ever believed in. And then there'll be a cognitive dissonance. And a lot of people don't want to go through that cognitive dissonance. I met a teenager the other day. And I have a teenage son, so he's a couple of years older than my child. And he was so scared. He was running away from his fate, and he had gotten himself into some trouble, and he was so scared of the consequences. And he was telling me he was ready to give up. 18 years old, ready to give up. And I'm like, babe, no. Because what's going to happen to certain people on certain pathways, you're not going to hell. You don't get an easy way out. Face your consequences, or what's going to happen, you send yourself back home. You get up there. They ask you, did you finish your mission? And you say, no, I didn't finish it. And they send you right back down And maybe they'll send you into a body that's already in jail. Or they'll send you into a body that's on its way to jail. Either way, whatever it is that you were supposed to complete on your mission while you were here, you're going to complete it in another body. If you're that type of person. Some of y'all going to hell. I ain't even gonna lie. Some of y'all in. Whew. If you know, you know. But if you just one of those people, you don't have to be necessarily or inherently gifted. But if you're, I guess, chosen, there's no easy way out for you. You're going to continue to do this shit until you get it right. And once you learn what that lesson is, I've learned what my lesson was this lifetime. My lesson this lifetime, I know that I have an amazing heart. I know that I have a beautiful heart, and I want everybody to be happy, and I want everybody to have sunshine and rainbows and just live a good life. And I was willing to martyr myself so that other people could have a good life as well. Because it was easy for me. It's easy for me to just be happy for no reason. Because, I don't know. It just is. And people take advantage of that. They play on that. They do things on purpose. They put obstacles in your way. To an extent, they treat you like you're stupid. I'm far from stupid. I just rather see the world as a happier place than most. And you get targeted. So I had to take that bleeding heart, the bleeding heart that I have, and I had to make sure that I ration the things that come out of it only for the people who deserve it to the absolute utmost. If somebody's not pouring back into me, and not saying that I'm looking for an exchange from every single person that I come across, because at this point, the child that I met the other day, there's no way that he can pour back into me at this point, and I don't need him to. But it's the people that you pour into, and they have the capability to pour back, and they say fuck you instead. I've gotten a lot of fuck yous in this lifetime from people that I have poured into. Those people no longer have access to my energy. And that's okay. I don't want access to theirs either. But now it seems like things are getting a little bit more dire because some people on this planet have a mission to fulfill. And if anybody at this point stands in the way of that mission, and these things will be out of the control of that person, but anybody that stands in the way of that person's mission to take them off the timeline that they're on with the things that are happening in the spirit realm right now to change the world, you will be dealt with. You will be thoroughly I hear unceremoniously dealt with. Unscrupulous. They not playing right now. Kobe, pick it up. they not playing right now because there's people out here on a mission. The Goonies? What? Something about like a goon squad. I'm seeing like the Goonies. But it's like people trying to team up and like fuck with people that's on missions right now. Like, oh, I hear that song. All the right friends in all the right places. So yeah, we're going down. I don't know who sings that song. Is it like One Republic? I'm not sure. Said all the right friends in all the right places. This might be a lot of, I guess, the so-called elitists. People with money, people with power. And I guess one of the only reasons why a lot of these people that have money, why they have this power, is because people who stand for nothing can be bought and fucking sold for pennies on a dime. Most people ain't worth shit. If you can be bought and you can be sold for a couple pairs of shoes or a Birkin bag for some lace fronts and a new car, some bullshit. If you could be bought and sold, that is why these people are in power, because they will have you do their bidding. They will have you do all the dirty work. It's like y'all, those people are essentially the people that are fucking up society. Because they'll do anything for the paper. At this point, even if you are chosen, if you have attached yourself to a person, one of these people who can be bought and sold, you shall suffer that same fate. Because if you essentially are chosen, you got the same message I got. And when a prophetic message comes through, you don't need no tarot cards for that. You don't need no divination. You don't gotta look in no coffee cups, no candle wax, no palm readings, no none of that shit. You gonna hear it loud and clear. All the rest of this shit, me doing personal readings, baby, them side missions. Those are side missions. That's me being nosy. But a prophetic message, that's gonna come through like a freight train. So essentially, this week, I've been staying away from trying to do any more readings because I read good stuff, I read bad stuff, but the things that are coming true, it's almost like I'd rather be blind to it. Is that Etta James? I'd rather go blind. Someone told me it was over. The messages that are coming through these days are extremely, extremely heavy. And I know a few weeks ago, I'm not exactly sure who he is, but it's a very powerful man in spirit. I saw him. I don't know which reading I explained this in, but I saw him, and he had a huge, huge staff. I mean, huge staff. And he took this staff and he jammed it into the ground. I don't even remember where I was at. Oh, yes. I saw the man with the staff. He jammed the staff into the ground. And everything around that staff kind of like, I wouldn't necessarily say it went up in flames, but it almost looked like lava or something. It was like everything underneath it cracked and died. And then it came back brand new. So it's almost like somebody was cinching, is it cinching the earth? Maybe cinching the earth to clear a pathway for whatever is next is coming. And I know a few days, maybe, I don't know what day, the fires in California started. They're paving a way for something new to happen. And if you want to be one of those people who are still accepting bribes, if you're still trying to be the boss in somebody else's life when you haven't even mastered your own fucking life or your own fucking emotions because you sitting around mad and jealous about what somebody else has got, what they are doing, and what you don't have in comparison to that person. You and the people connected to you is not looking good. Because at this point, anybody that's standing in the way of a person on a mission, a God-given mission, I feel sorry for your mother. Oh, shit. I feel sorry for your mother. There's no space for you in the next season. Riffraff is over. I hear the storm is over now. I keep seeing, I even sent pictures of it to somebody, but if you look up like a utopian society, I keep seeing like some kind of utopian society. I don't know if that's what they're going to recreate California as, that area of California as a utopian society. I'm not 100% sure. Seems that way from the downloads that I keep getting. But they'll be trying to make it, I guess, a perfect city. And seems like only those of the highest vibrations will be allowed here within the pearly gates. This is definitely a heavy message. Definitely a heavy message. And to see myself switch into a new timeline and people that essentially I care about not make it to that next timeline because they would have been a direct hindrance of my path. To see somebody like that get wiped out, like, and I know it's not my fault. It's not, I'm not even going to say it's anybody's fault, but if you're not in alignment with what's about to happen, you'll be left behind. It's crazy. I was having a conversation earlier about the switching timelines, and then I saw like an hour later another psychic. She's like, you switched timelines, and she said all the things that were happening and all the key things, and I'm just like, I really did switch timelines. That is what's happening right now. For most people, judgment has already been called. And I hear there's people waiting in the do-what. In the do-what. There's people waiting in the do-what. This will be the time for you to, if you know that you're one of these people, one of these ain't shit ass people who could be bought and sold. Look back at your life. Look back at your life and determine what was the biggest challenge that I faced in this lifetime. Whatever that challenge is, that's going to be your mission in the next lifetime. If you get a next lifetime, some people will not. Some people will have to suffer for what they have done forever and never and ever because they won't be bestowed a new body. But for you people who will be bestowed a new body, who failed this mission unceremoniously, figure out where you fucked up. Figure out what mission you were supposed to be on, because when you come back, you still gonna have to finish that mission. So you can fuck around and find out over and over and over and over again if you want to. Look, some of us is off the smooth sailing. Some of us have been rescued. Some of us, we're gonna get news of different opportunities and different paths that are going to start appearing for the people who have made it to the next level. So if you are around people, if you have people in your life and all of a sudden these people start struggling real bad, or they start passing away, they start getting sick, they life takes a turn for the worse while your life is going up. They was probably a op. They ain't necessarily have to be your op. They probably was, because most ops is close to you in some kind of way, shape, or form. But they was a op to somebody. They one of them people that you should have been looking out for. So in this next season, you cannot grant sympathy. You cannot grant understanding, because they got the same message that you did. They heard it just like you heard it. They just chose to say, fuck it. I would never wish ill on anybody. But when you get a prophetic message and you ignore it, you essentially seal your own fate. And there's nothing that I or anybody else can do about that. Because as much information as I see for other people, there's certain things that I'm not privy to say. 2929. Certain things that I'm not privy to say and or do in order to impede with anyone else's free will. And at this point, it would take too much effort. I'm not going against nobody's free will. It would take too much effort to push somebody in a direction that they don't want to go. I'm not dragging nobody across the finish line, because essentially if I'm dragging somebody across the finish line, that just put me further behind in my own damn race. And then when they get there, if you drag somebody across that finish line, you have to be held accountable for them and everything that they do. You will be held accountable for bringing riffraff into the new earth. I'm hearing that it wouldn't be allowed anyways. It wouldn't be allowed. This is like that staff that hit the ground and the clearing. Those people will be wiped out in that clearing. They won't even make it. They won't even be able to be snuck in like contraband. It won't. This clearing ain't missing nobody. I've been trying to block out as much music, as many messages as possible, because over the past 4 days, I've been living in my head. And it is I've been living in my head. And this is one of those times where being gifted is a blessing and a curse all at the same time. When you see things that you've been saying out of your mouth and seeing in your head, and you've been trying to point people in the right directions and they didn't want to listen, and you see those things that you've been saying come into fruition, it's like you almost get you get upset. It makes you not even want to form bonds with people. It makes you not want to speak to people or be friends with people, because to see people that you care about suffer their own fate, it hurts. I'm still human. I am human. I am very much so human. I get sick. I get sad. I get tired. I get everything that everybody else gets. And I still have to manage to live with it and myself. And I don't know. Just know a lot of the things in any of the previous readings that I have done, they have already come into fruition, depending on what timeline you're on. Some of them could still be coming into fruition, depending on where you are in your journey. You can watch any of those readings at any point in time, and they will still probably resonate. I don't know if I was gonna say I don't know if I'll be recording as much, but I guess at this point I can't run. I can't run from this gift. Can't run from it. Because essentially, if I try to run from my own gift, if I deny myself, if I deny the world of the gift that has been bestowed upon me, shit, that make me a target too. I ain't trying to get wiped out. I don't want to get wiped out because I put in too much work on this here journey to give up now. Like, you did all of this work just to stop because your feelings is hurt? Like, yeah, my feelings is hurt. Yeah. But that's part of the mission. Like, the mission is what the mission is. So right now, anybody standing in the way of anybody that's on a mission, get the fuck on. Save yourself. Save yourself. I'm seeing the 300. I'm seeing like Leonidas and his like his soldiers coming in. They on their way. There's more. They're sending in reinforcements. Like the guy, that Luigi guy, he's a mercenary. He's an angel. There's lots of angels out on these streets. They might look like terrorists. These angels might look like terrorists. But a lot of these people are the catalysts and the ones that are going to be shedding light on people, places, and things and situations to make them fall down. So now the healthcare industry is in shambles, and United Healthcare has to go through all of these trials and tribulations, and their stock ratings went down. He was a catalyst. So that love and light shit, that's dead. Dead. Ain't no more love and light. Because the angels look like Luigi now. They look like Luigi. They look like people probably starting fires. I don't know. But don't... Save yourself, babe. Save yourself. Y'all have a good night. Get y'all a spiritual friend. Get y'all a reading from a credible source. From someone who... It ain't gotta be me. I don't care. It don't gotta be me. But get you some information on what your next step should be. If you're confused, if you don't know what part of the journey that you on, if you don't know, get you a reading from a trusted reader, from an experienced reader, somebody who knows how to lead you in the right direction. And again, we not going to be perfect people. A lot of us are persecuted heavily, highly, because of the jealousy, because of we're human. We're just able to see things in a different way. Anywho, I don't even know if I said my name, but that's okay. I don't care. Y'all not here to get to know me. Just listen to the message. I'm not trying to be famous. But I hope whoever needs to hear this message, I pray that you hear it. Anyhow.